Days of Our Lives DOL spoilers for Wednesday, October 5th show that Rex Brady, Kyle Loder, and John Black, Drake Hogestyn were irritated by Dr. Wilhelm Rolf's Richard Wharton cure obstacle, while Marlena Evans, Deidre Hall refused to assist Kristen Dimmerer, Stacey Hay Duke. Here is how the DOL drama unfolded. Brady Black, Eric Matzelf escorted Rachel Black, Finley Rose Slater into Chloe Lane's Nadia Bjorlin hotel suite and seated her for the tea party that room service prepared. Unfortunately, Rachel refused to participate because Chloe was the reason she couldn't visit Kristen and threw a crumpet at her. After that, Rachel gave Chloe a note from her lunchbox explaining that Chloe was to blame for being unable to see her mother. Brady apologized to Chloe when Rachel said that she detested Chloe and left to use the restroom because Kristen was still making a scene behind the scenes. Brady reassured Chloe that they would figure things out, despite her belief that they simply needed to accept the fact that Rachel disliked her now. Kristen visited a frail Marlena at the hospital and gave details about her condition. Marlena questioned how Kristen obtained those, but Kristen responded that she overheard some nurses, leaving Dr. Rolf out of the discussion for the time being. In order to get a favor from Marlena, Kristen stated that it wouldn't be wise to completely cut off Rachel's contact with her mother. Kristen encouraged Marlena to speak with Brady because she knew he would listen to her. Marlena argued that Brady had sole custody of Rachel and would be in charge of all parenting decisions, though Kristen wished Marlena luck with the treatment and made fun of her by saying it would be a shame if she passed away. Rex, meanwhile, encouraged John to postpone his trip to the Amazonian jungle because the orchid required for the treatment was no longer alive. Since Dr. Rolf never tossed away cures or anything else crucial, John and Rex determined that finding him was their best option. John advised that since they didn't know where Dr. Rolf was, they should get in touch with Stefan Dimmerer Brandon Barish, who Rolf had just brought back from the dead. Rex called Stefan for assistance and insisted it was a life-or-death situation as Kristen overheard. Rex and John discussed their predicament with the extinct orchid after they arrived at Dr. Rolf's lab. Dr. Rolf didn't believe he could assist John and Rex, despite their hopes for access to an orchid or the remedy from 25 years ago. In the following scene from Wednesday's episode of Days, Kristen grinned to herself as she watered the last orchid of its species, which she had gotten with Dr. Rolf's help. Leo stopped Gregory Cart outside the bar, wanted to make amends for accusing Craig Wesley Kevin Spiritus of murder, so he persuaded Craig to go inside with him for a beer. That sparked a conversation in which Craig acknowledged having feelings for Leo even after they had broken up, but he was not keen on being a sugar daddy. Craig also believed that he had to strike a balance between Leo, who seemed to be dancing precariously on the verge of a precipice, and Nancy Miller's Patrika Darbo's sense of security. However, Craig took the check and bid Leo farewell as he made his way back to New York. On Wednesday's episode of Days, Mike Horton Rourke Critchlow avoided Nancy in the town square because she had previously been Craig's crime partner. Mike questioned whether Nancy was maybe collaborating with Clyde Weston James Reed as well, but Nancy argued that she was simply a fool for ignoring the chorus of warnings. Nancy discussed the sorrow of her breakup with Craig and how she felt like her life was a lie ever since he came out as gay after assuring Mike that she had paid for her faults. Having stated that, Nancy overcame her rage and was now purely concerned with Craig's happiness. When Nancy learned that Mike got a new job in New York and that he was leaving this afternoon, she offered to show him the city and stated that she knew where to get the best bulgogi. Mike had Nancy provide her phone number because he loved bulgogi and promised to set up a date with her. Nancy received updates on the issues Kristen was still causing when she arrived to Chloe's suite with a belated birthday gift. When Chloe still needed Nancy, Nancy didn't like the thought of her leaving for New York, but Chloe persuaded her mother that there was nothing she could do but worry, and Chloe didn't want to do that. Finally, Nancy made up her mind that she would go back to New York. Nancy joked that Chloe should phone ahead of time since she might already have arrangements even if she wanted her to come over. Brady and John were unhappy when they learned that Kristen had visited Marlena. Marlena gave Brady her word that she wouldn't assist Kristen with Rachel's visitation, but she also had the impression that Kristen wished to personally witness her impending demise. On Wednesday's episode of Days, Jack Devereaux Matthew Ashford thought he would accompany Jennifer Devereaux Cady McLean when she started rehab, but she preferred to go alone for the time being. In any case, they wouldn't get to see one another very often in the beginning of Jennifer's treatment. In addition, Jennifer believed that Jack should remain for Gwenrisk's Emily O'Brien. Jack told Jennifer that this was indeed a see you soon when she cried a tearful goodbye to him after Mike arrived. There were a few tearful moments as Jennifer and Mike left for Mike's treatment program, bringing both of their DOL exits. According to Days of Our Lives spoilers, Jennifer will return at some point. For thrilling Days of Our Lives spoilers, news, and updates, check back soon at CDL.